afternoon, good evening, everybody. It is your local creature VTuber, Konu D. I used to be a three-legged crow, now I'm a hoolaging. What creature will I be next? Who knows? Thank you for the follow.
こんばんは。
Oh. Is this one of them bots? Is this one of them bots?
あら、こんばんは。
Thank you. No, it's not. Oh, okay. I'm from Ramen. Oh, I apologize. My bad. Hi. Thank you for the follow, Walks 2001. Thank you for the follow, Smi Baj. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. From Ramen server. Oh, okay. Sorry. So anyways, the grabbing. That's crazy. That's crazy. Sorry, the reason why I assumed that is because, we had a thing that happened where we got, like, 150 bot followers all at once. And it was a whole thing. Sorry, I'm being a little cautious. My bad. Oh boy. What? Hey, yo. What did you do? Wait, hold on. Dude, what did you type? What? F word. There's a lot of F words. Hold on. Who timed you out? Streamlabs. Okay, I gotta open CloudBot for that. I have no idea what's going on. Sorry, anyway, hi. Welcome everybody. Yeah, this is just an OC, this is the original character Yap stream. Because I have a whole project going on and I need to figure out names for these guys, and I have gotten to the point where I need to treat it like a rubber duck and I need to bounce things off of it, and then maybe I'll figure things out. Had someone join that told you they had an education in graphics design. Graphics design do be my passion. Legally, that's a joke. I got protected myself. Lucky we didn't chill. Oh, that's lucky. What happened with ours? It actually. What happened was a friend banned somebody from their stream, and that person who got banned basically sent like a whole bot follow raid towards this person in the hopes of getting my friend banned. So what they did, they ended the stream and raided somebody else, but then the bot followers followed them all the way to the other person's stream. So then that person got a bunch of bot followers. It was crazy. We had to like install this, well, not really install, we had to go to this like Twitch partner website just like get rid of all the bot followers. It totaled to like a 500 like number, so we had to like check it all. Yeah, I know, right? Heck, I'm petty for real. It was crazy. My friend had like it was crazy. It was crazy. Anyway, I have a D&D map I desperately need to use because I put way too much to do. I have never played D&D, but I love the concept of playing D&D. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a big enough friend, or well, I do have a friend group, but they're not the type that are interested in that stuff. How are y'all? I'm doing good. I hope you guys are doing good as well. Hope you're all having a wonderful time zone wherever. When. How do you time zone? What term do you use for time zone? Whatever. Anyway. I'm not gonna pull up visuals for this particular project. This Yap stream. But I have a PowerPoint presentation. Well, we're dismissing you. Aww. Oh, that's nice. Imagine having a partner, couldn't be me. So happy, finally free. Yo, congrats! Yo, that's so good! Hey! freedom. Finally, free of the sterile air and the white walls. Good for you, good for you. Glad you're healthy again. Healthy again? Question mark? Let's second go! Yeah! Medical freedom. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where's we? What happened? Or well, is that too personal to ask? Like, what happened? Or I mean, whatever it is, I'm glad you're doing better now. Was it like a health problem, or did you get into an accident or something? Is that too personal? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm nosy. I'm a gossip. I'm sorry. How to? Wait. You can go. I'm gonna shoot that thought. You can go to the hospital for that? What? Real? Well, I mean, obviously real because you did go, but like, that's crazy. I'm glad you're better. I'm glad you're better now. Yikes. Yeah, no. The last time I don't get sick often. The last time I got into the hospital was because I got dengue. That was not fun. Well, no. Well, technically yes, technically no. I went to the hospital because originally I got electrocuted. And then I just happened to get dengue like immediately after. So like technicalities. Never had to go to the hospital since you were 12. Healthy person. I mean, healthy enough not to go to the hospital, I mean. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, oh. I am so sorry. Oh, that's bad. You know when the name looks like something like that, hanging mononucleosa, you know that it's bad when the name looks like that. Not a healthy person, just with good health. Just good enough health to like stay out of the hospital. Yeah. Here's to hoping it stays that way. And that's me. That's so me. Though then again, I'm also the type to go like, oh, I don't need to go to the hospital. I just put some Vicks on it. Vicks Vapor Rub. That'll solve the problem. Being in your... Oh, that's lucky. That's lucky. Healthcare over here is whack, bro. The singular healthcare, or like the major healthcare company over here, it's in hot water at the moment over here because they hosted a Christmas party that apparently costed like 2.1 billion, and I'm like, so I see the funds we're paying are going to very important locations. Yes. Naruhodo. Bruh. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Right? 2 billion with a B. With a B. Sorry, I should specify this is in pesos. So 2.1 billion in like US dollars or something. I guess it wouldn't be as much. I'm not sure. I don't know how much it is in euros either, so I have no idea. I'm so sorry. But no, yeah, like it was flabbergasted. We were flabbergasted with that amount of money. Listen, the Philippines government is in a lot of like scandals at the moment, so like huge amounts of money gets people talking. Anyway, what am I talking about? Politics. You got it from a stupid way. The sickness? Okay. What is this stupid way that that you mean? Surely it's not that bad. Surely it's not that bad. Surely the way you got it is not that bad. I'm gonna switch over to the... Sorry, I have been yapping. And it's not even about the heckin' thing. Where is my model? Where did it go? Okay, fantastic. There it is. Konu, is that just like the default template on Canva? Yes, leave me alone. I'm lazy. Oh my god. You can get that from just like sharing a drink with someone? That's crazy. That's wild. What? That's like heckin' them pink eye like type of logic. What the heck? Like using the same item as another person and then you get it? What? Nah, that's unfair. Why is the human body like this? Queen, yeah, you followed me as soon as I pointed it out that you were heckin' not following me. That's crazy. So, here is the reason why I have gathered everyone here today. So, okay, Project Butterfly. Listen, that name is very basic, but it's been that name for like 2 years now. So leave me alone. We can't change it. That is the name. We just abbreviate it to ProB for short. Or ProB because it is a problem in our brain. Again, it's been lurking in here for 2 years saying that who's got dope Pokemon card in TCG? Oh yeah, the Pokemon online gacha game, yeah? The trading card. What did you get? When I used to play that, I ran like a psychic deck. I ran a psychic deck, but it was not for the Pokemon you expect. I was not able to use Mewtwo. I was one of them poor souls. I was one of them poor souls who wasn't able to get a Gardevoir. Menda the VTuber, hi, thank you for the first time chat. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm talking about got grass snake. Oh, Superior? Question mark? Oh, there are a lot of grass snakes. Are there a lot of grass snakes? I think it's just like, yeah. Where was I?
Ara.
Thank you for the follow, Menda
Konnichiwa.
the VTuber. Thank you. Are my alerts working? Who knows at this point? Whatever. But yeah, so Project Butterfly, this is a thing that started in DMs, and exploded into something bigger than me and my friend me and my co-author could handle. It started with an OC, and it started with us shipping said OCs, and then it ballooned into the whole, like, multiverse-looking thing. I have set up an agenda. These are basically my talking points, because if I don't have these up, I'm going to forget what I'm talking about. So you're gonna have to bear with me, because I am going to yap like crazy. First though, I gotta say the reason why I am doing this stream to begin with, I am having a hard time naming some of the characters. Hold on, I'm pulling out the notebook. I have a notebook for this. This is how deep we are. This is how deep we're in for this thing, okay? I have a notebook, and for further context, back in, I think, the start of the year, give or take, I said I would make an RPG Maker game called Forest Walker. And I made an animatic for it. It's on my YouTube channel. But I was taking too long in drawing like the assets, so like the landscapes and like the little sprites and whatever. I was taking too long. So I just said, okay, we are not gonna be able to finish this in like a year or so. So I thought, okay, let's focus on another thing, another type. So I tried to learn Renpai for a visual novel set in the same universe as Project Butterfly. But well, how to say, the brain rot is not brain rotting hard enough that I can focus and just finish the diddly darn thing. I can't even settle on a character design for the male lead of the heckin' Renpai story. But I will be talking about these characters or these plot lines or whatever. But yeah. So, what is Project Butterfly? It's a mind baby of 2 years, and it is only getting worse. The brain rot for it usually spikes around like Halloween time, because if Project Butterfly had tags on AO3, there would be a lot of tags that you would normally see during the Halloween time. We got supernatural elements. We have like gods and beasts and monsters and everything. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Me and my co-author like to pretend like we already have a fandom for it, so that we get motivated to do stuff for it. But it ends up with us just kind of devolving into like talking about fandom culture, so like it doesn't really get us anywhere. Okay. So, Project Butterfly, there's a lot of settings in Project Butterfly. The first, like, installment, I guess you could say, the first installment of Project Butterfly within the whole, like, the entire story, it takes place somewhere around, like, the Dark Ages. Granted, we're doing, like, fictional history here, but we're still kind of following the development of humankind. So, a Dark Ages adjacent era, give or take. That's when the first installment happens. But there's also another installment that happens all the way back before, like, the theoretical Big Bang. So, like, when we say that this is basically, like, a retelling of human history, that's sort of what's going on. So we have, like, we have a whole mythology, we have a whole, like, pantheon of gods and everything. We have... You know those, like, conspiracy theories where they're like, oh, the moon is secretly hollow and there's something living inside it? Or, oh, the ocean spans so much deeper than you think and there are beasts and prehistoric creatures living in the deepest depths. We just can't explore it because we haven't reached the bottom of the ocean. That sort of thing. That is technically canon in Project Butterfly. So, to put it simply, science has a mythological explanation behind it. That's sort of the universe we're working with in Project Butterfly. The story of Project Butterfly takes place in 2 places. One is obviously Earth, so our Earth. We're there. Earth does exist. And the other setting is called the Celestial Steppe. Steppe as in STEPPE. And that's basically like, assume like Mount Olympus for the Greeks, you know? That's the equivalent of it. I feel dorky talking about this now that I think about it. But yeah, there's basically a lot of different a lot of different settings. No, there's only 2 main settings and then like little subsections in like within, you know? Hanging, there's a celestial step, there's different places in celestial step, hanging heavenly realm. And then there's Earth and the different locations on Earth. So there's that. Do we go into space? Only in flashbacks. There are only few certain characters who have scenes in like the void or the vastness of space. There are only few characters who have access to that. So whenever they do happen, they just kind of little flashes, little snippets and stuff. So it's not really important. It's not like we really go there. So it's whatever. It's whatever. Okay, this is my favorite part to talk about. It's my favorite part to talk about aside from the characters themselves, because they're, hold on, like 45 main characters, give or take, 50, give or take, depending on which story we're telling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, they aren't really factions. These are just like categories I group the characters into, like in my head. But this is how it works. So the celestial step is where all the, like I said, where all the gods are. So that's the celestial step. Then there are the earth gods, which are basically gods that like reside on Earth. They what's the term I used? Because the gods in this universe, oh my god. The gods in this universe, they have this currency system wherein they use human faith as currency. Well, no. One section of the gods uses faith as currency, the other one uses faith as their lifeblood. So in the celestial step, this is how the hierarchy works. There's the head god, which is like, imagine like Zeus, give or take, you know? Except this is like a more democratic position? Question mark? At least as democratic as gods can get. I'm not saying there's a voting system, but there is a council, you know? And it's not like they have relatives. It's not that they're relatives with each other. It's not like there's a my favorite form of democracy. Democracy with a question mark. Yeah. Cuz like the head god can be overthrown. They can be outs if like the council doesn't approve of what they're like, how they're running the celestial step. But aside from that, the head god basically has free reign. They can do whatever the hell they want until like somebody or like the majority disagrees with them. Basically, that's how it works. They're also considered like the most powerful. So in the celestial step, the most powerful at the moment, where the story is currently at, the most powerful is the sun god. He doesn't have a name yet, which is a problem. Again, this is why I wanted to have this stream to begin with. I have to look for names. And here's another problem. I can only name currently the human characters. I cannot touch the god characters yet because we have a whole separate like fictional language for the gods. So most gods have like the original name and then the named humans call them. So I can't work on that without my co-author. So all I can do is name the human characters for now. But anyways, so I call him Mr. Sun. Mr. Sun is currently the head god. It used to be another guy. What's his name again? The first head god, the OG, the guy who made like humans and like, you know, modeled them through clay and whatever. His name was Yotsero. It's Hebrew for maker. Yeah, wow. Gee, wonder where I got that. Well, the humans call him Yotsero. That's not his, like, god name. But, anyway. Yeah. So Yotsero, he used to be the first head god, and then a bunch of stuff happened. And basically he kind of sort of stepped down, sort of was evicted from the position. It's a 50-50 thing. But basically he's not the head god anymore. Mr. Sun is. So there's that. And then from head god, there's a little like branch going. I should hold on. Can I write this down? Do I have a little diagram? Can I have a little table even? A little chart perhaps? Line chart? Or organizational chart? Can I have that? Graphics. Can you give me something like going Give me this. Okay, fine. I'll take this. Okay. Text. I need text. Okay. So here first is head god, right? We got the head god up here. So that's where he is. And then underneath the head god, there's a little branch here, which we'll call foreigners. It's a very... It's a work in progress name, but it gets the point across. Foreigners are not, like... How do I say this? They're more akin to, like, aliens or eldritch beings rather than proper gods, if that makes sense. So, currently there's only one foreigner within the story. We call him Mr. Moon. He doesn't have a name yet either. And he's a very special case in the sense that humans do not have a name for this particular god. For the reason that anytime anybody, like, really tries to summon him, Mr. Moon kinda just... Like, as soon as their contract or whatever is finished, the reason why he got summoned is finished, he kinda just, like, eradicates them from the face of the earth. And any knowledge they have of him, he eradicates that as well. So he's, like, properly eldritch. Looking at this guy could give you a reaction that you could only find in an H.P. Lovecraft book, basically. They're, like, guesting over in the B&B part of us. Yeah, pretty much! They're, like, the domesticated pet, you know? Yeah, they're like the dude you just kind of took in, and they pop in and out here and there, and you're kind of weirded out by them being there. But, you know, you've learned to live with them. Dang, sounds like, yeah, that's crazy, Wax. That's crazy. So yeah, I guess it would be more accurate if I put foreigners next to the head god, because foreigners are sort of like equal in power. Because of how Mr. Sun is running the celestial step, foreigners, or well, specifically Mr. Moon, is like in the same like power range, if not a little higher, if their like connection was to be broken. Like if Mr. Sun and Mr. Moon were going to fight, Mr. Moon would solo Mr. Sun. That's the best way I can describe. One thing you learn about me is I am not shy, but no, that's fine. That's fine. If you do say something like out of pocket or out of line or whatever, like I'll just tell you. Or I guess Saribot will. Or Streamlabs will, you know? Like it's fine. It's okay. But yeah, there's that. And then right next to foreigners are the primordials. So there's that. Oh my goodness. So, oh wait. Oh, okay, hold on. I use a different term in my notebook. Okay, they're called high gods. So, high gods are basically gods that were there first, before humans were made, basically. So, things like truth and knowledge, the seas, the land, heck and the void, that sort of stuff. Those are like the gods of those like aspects and whatever. Those are the high gods. Things that don't really require human existence to be formed or whatever, you know? Yeah, basically. And their whole thing is they don't necessarily need faith to exist. They just are. You're not getting rid of them. It's very, very hard to get rid of these guys. They just kind of do what they please. But Mr. Sun was one of these high gods. And when Mr. Sun got in power, he started using a thing. He started implementing capitalism, basically. So faith to high gods are currency. So if you go up to the heavenly step, if you go up to the celestial step, you'll see like lavish houses, like glorious walls and amazing pearly gates and all that shiny stuff. And the reason why they can have that is because faith is being used as currency. The more humans believe in the gods, in their existence within the world, the richer they are, basically. That's just how it is. Konu, are you saying that religion, the real world religions, like Christianity, Islam, that sort of stuff, yeah, we are tackling that topic as well. Are you saying they are not existing within this world? Actually, fun fact, they do. Those like real world religions, they still exist in this world, despite there being an entirely different pantheon that does not exist in the real world. The reason for why that is gets addressed in a certain installment within the timeline, but that's a lot of spoilers that I don't want to get into, because even us, we aren't finished writing that particular plot point yet. That's a tool that will help us later. Oh, and there's another note here. So there's this thing called the primordial void. Is the Pope still around? Yes, the Pope is still around. The Vatican is still a thing, I'm afraid. The anime girl, the Catholic anime girl, Luce or whatever her name is, she is existing in this world. It's a whole topic. Okay. I guess I'll spoil a little bit. So there's a plot point where one of what's the code name I'll use for him? No, you know what? Screw it. Anytime they have a progressive pope, I think the Vatican is based. That's crazy. So there's this particular god. His human name is Fluture. This god has a priest, and I guess the priest is not the right term. Well, technically it is, give or take. But it's more of a follower. His only, like, real existing follower, like, in the human world. So, this follower, his name is Ren, as in the bird, Ren. He has a partner. right? He has a partner, and this partner is is dead ass a Catholic pastor. A Catholic pastor at the local church in their area. And there's a whole plot point where the pastor partner gets poisoned by Fluture's like aura existence thingamajiggy. I don't know how to explain it yet, but like basically being around Fluture kind of gives you like mild radiation poisoning, basically. And normally this can be cured simply by getting blessed by Fluture, because you know he causes it, he can cure it. The problem is, because the pastor boy is of a different faith, as in pastor obviously is Catholic, Fluture can't heal him. Mild Geiger counter energy? You should see Mr. Moon. Being around Mr. Moon, the Geiger counter is a single note. There's an entire like installment where this poor unfortunate scientist has to wander around basically the remains of this like city where everybody thought that like a nuclear bomb was dropped on this city. Nah, somebody just tried to summon Mr. Moon in modern times, and you know, Mr. Moon appearing just kind of turned everything into Chernobyl, basically. It was crazy. It was absolutely wild. Mr. Moon sounds like a microwave. Bro's T-posing in the microwave. He is the microwave. That's crazy. I know, yeah. That's wild. See, this is why Mr. Moon was at the B&B area, because if he was around all the other gods, they would also get radiation poisoning before radiation poisoning was a thing. Can I drop? Yeah, sure, go ahead. I'm pretty sure I allowed links. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I allowed links. I think you'll be fine if you drop the microwave. Ah! That was so simple, but it got the point across. Bro. Ah! Oh, wait. Run it back. Oh, god dang it. Hanging ads. Why is there an ad? Yeah, that's Mr. Moon. You summon him and all of a sudden all you see is a blue light. Again, criticality. Somebody dropped the screwdriver. It's so simple, but it gets the point across. That's fantastic. I love it. It's wonderful. Truly wonderful. No, yeah, Mr. Moon. Yeah, that's Mr. Moon. If I ever make Project Butterfly characters as vines, as videos, that's the video I'm using for Mr. Moon. That's perfect. Jesus. Oh wait, almost forgot. On last thing about high gods. So high gods are created from the primordial void, and the primordial void, there are two gods sharing that territory. One of them though got cast down to earth and essentially became, like in name, a lower god. he still has the power over, like, you know, the stuff that he commands, but he's going through some things. It's so bad that he has a human name. It's bad. It's bad. Most of the primordial gods, after Mr. Sun took power, they all went down to Earth and essentially became lower gods. And speaking of lower gods, since we're on the topic now, so lower gods are also known as secondary gods. So if high gods use faith as currency, secondary gods uses faith as sustenance. Like, they need it to live, you know? So the way my co-author explained it, if you see water, just because you stop believing that water exists doesn't mean it's going to get rid of, like, doesn't mean it's going to get rid of the existence of water, right? That's how high gods work. Lower gods, basically, you know fairies? You know how fairies, like, are a thing? And they say, if you say you don't believe in fairies, a fairy dies. That's sort of the way lower gods work. If they don't make their presence known, they will quite literally fade into disappearing. They will fade out of existence, they will not be a thing anymore, and then another god can come and take their, like, their aspects, I guess. So most of the lower gods were created after humans became a thing. So things like the human resilience, their domain, thank you. So things like human resilience, hunting, music, that sort of stuff, those are all, like, lower god thingies. Oh, and you can kill these guys. Like, you could stab them and they could die. Yeah. The only exceptions to that, to be, like, stabbing them and being able to kill them, are the original primordial gods that just kind of fell and became lower gods. Those are the only, exceptions. A lot of the characters are... No, not really a lot, but, like, there's quite a few. I need to figure out names for them. Human names for them, because they show up in the human world a lot. Oh, and, like, yes, the indomitable spirit of humankind, or whatever that's called, yeah, there's a god for that. Just so we're clear. We have a god for that. Yes, we do. And then we have the hecking. The two. Descendants. We gotta scooch you over there, because you don't fit. Josie. And we have, obviously, humans. So, descendants are the indomitable human spirit. Yeah, we got a god for that. And Jesus Christ, from the way we're writing things, they are the most pettiest thing to ever walk this earth. They are so petty. It's so, oh my god. It's crazy. It's wild. When I say descendants here on the chart, when I say descendants, I don't mean, like, demigods or stuff like that, because that falls under human stuff. The descendants are creatures that are born, like, closer to the gods. So stuff like vampires, werewolves, golems, mermaids, that sort of thing, those are descendants. Demigods fall under the human category, as well as, like, all the other stuff. And there's also another thing. There should be another, like, little square here, because there is a spot that you can only access, like, if you start from being human. And that's the Saint Candidate position. Knowing humans having the god of indomitable human spirit being petty is just correct. That right? Right? Exactly. Exactly. Literally, right? So humans are humans, obviously. They're just little guys, they're civilians, they're everything and whatever. But the gods can choose this thing called a saint candidate. Now, what is a saint candidate? A saint candidate is basically, you know, obviously a human chosen by the gods, and either they reincarnate as a descendant, or they straight up become a lower god once they die, which is fun. There, normally saint candidates are made just simply by like a god choosing them, and normally, if you become a saint candidate, you're kind of free from like being, how you say, you're free from like accidentally dying, that sort of thing, because obviously the gods have a plan for you, so they're just, the fates aren't going to let you like die that easy, you know. It has to be a very, you'd have to work really hard to kill off a saint candidate, because you're literally fighting against the gods' will. That's not foreshadowing for anything, I promise. That's not foreshadowing for anything at all. Anyway. But yeah, that is how the celestial step works. And I guess the earth gods as well. Though this is mostly the hierarchy for the celestial step. That's how they work. Gonna duplicate that. And let's get rid of these. Because now we gotta talk about the heckin'... If you'll notice, I made a difference between humans and civilians. For a very important reason, I promise. Because, like I mentioned earlier, there can be saint candidates, there can be priests, there can be chosen warriors. Those are the three things that humans can be. So priest means you're like the main follower of this particular god. So either you take the shape of, you know, the stereotypical priest, wherein, oh, the words of this god flows through me. I have direct contact with this god. Da 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 da. Or you can like basically have the god on speed dial. Ren, for example, has Fluture on speed dial. If this is a fun snippet. Basically, if ever Ren and his partner want to smash, they basically call up Fluture, because Fluture like has a side job as a fertility deity. So they call him up and is like, hey, can you help out a little bit to set the mood? So that's a funny little thing. That's a funny little thing. God, imagine having the god of like smashing on speed dial. That's crazy. You would never have to worry about being maidenless ever again. Performance anxiety, you would never have that again. You have fertility god on speed dial. Fluture just appears with a saxophone blasting the strings of jazz. Oh, Fluture. Okay, wait. I was gonna save until the characters portion to talk about like how names are spelled and whatever, but Fluture is spelled the Romanian way, so Fluture. That's how it's spelled. Konu. Did you just say it's Romanian? What does Fluture mean in English? Oh, it means butterfly. I wonder why. It's his human name for a reason. It's his human name for a reason. Ah! Here I thought it meant flute. Why? Because he... No, I'm kidding. I am gonna stop myself right there. That is a joke that will break TOS. I'm stopping myself right there. Yeah, give me a chart. Give me a chart again. Organizational chart. Give me another chart. I need one with 3. I need one with 3. Give me this. Okay. Ew, that's ugly. Never mind. This. That's tolerable. It's fine. I'll live with it. It's fine. So we have priests. We have Saint candidate. Wow, graphic design is my passion. Then we have warrior. Let's just simply say warrior. Yeah, that's easier. So those are the 3 things a human can be within the world of Project Butterfly. So I mentioned priests already. I already explained saint candidates. Now what does warrior mean? Warrior is a very special kind of class, question mark, that only a few gods really do. Because unlike in other mythologies, not hinting at any specific ones, normally the gods fight their own battles in Project Butterfly. So it's very rare that they pick a human to become a warrior, which is obviously somebody that fights for them in the human world. There's only like 2 like that we've written so far. I'm not sure if that will change in the future, but there are only 2 that have a chosen warrior, and one is the god of hunting. The other one, I forgot which one it is. I'm looking through the names. I forgot. I'll have to look through the DMs for that one later, but yeah, I remember. There's a very specific reason why I remember the god of hunting has a chosen warrior, but I can't share it because it is genuinely a spoiler, and also it made me cry when we first came up with it. Like, I hated it so much, but it had to be done for the plot. It had to be done, even if I hated it. Ugh. Anyway, there's that. And then, yeah, so priests can be 2 kinds, like the I channel the god, and the other one's just like speed dial bro. Then obviously civilians, they're just like regular people. Regular people, so to speak. Civilians can either be just regular humans, or they have no direct connection to the gods. In the sense that, they can be a descendant, but it's not like a direct descendant. It's kind of like multiple generations and all that stuff. They just exist. They populate the world. They're civilians. They exist. There's that. Those are the different factions. Oh no. Now that we have talked about the faction. Did I talk about the Earth Gods? I did talk about the Earth Gods, didn't I? I did. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Now we talk about the characters. Oh no. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 2 times 2. 46. 47, 48, 49. 50, 51, 52, 53. There are 53 main characters within the world of Project Butterfly. Oh my god. And there are only few that have actual names. Oh no. Oh boy. There are only a few with actual names, and only few that I've ever illustrated. Sounds like a whole novel series in the making. Hold on. Sorry. I got a notification. Hold on. What did I say? Okay. Okay, sorry. So, funny thing. Project Butterfly did start out as a novel. Like a planned novel. I guess I can talk about this. This is fine. This is probably fine. Let's get rid of this. So, we have Mr. Moon, Augur, and Flutura. Okay. We'll start with these three. So, why am I getting pinged for things? Stop pinging me. So, let me preface this. No, there's no way I can preface this. Actually, I can't think of a way to preface this. The way this all started, the first OC was Flutura. And at this point in time, Flutura was still a human. So, there's that. What happened was, how much can I share without spoiling things? It's fine. It doesn't sound like we'll be able to make this as fast as we thought we would, so whatever. Flutura was a human. He was born into a cult. This is during like Dark Ages times, right? He was born into a cult. And basically, he was born with a lot of mana, a lot of magical energy. And so the cult kinda used him a lot. Like harvested his hair, his nails, his blood, all that stuff. You know, the usual cult activities for summoning, like, gods and demons and whatever. So, because Flutura was still a kid at the time, he was like, okay, slay, cool, okay, fine. This is all I know, so go ahead, right? Maybe this is their way of showing that I am needed, I am appreciated. So, there's that. One thing led to another. They tried to take what, in theory, you should not. I don't mean his life. I mean something else. And because of how much blood was spilled, Flutura basically called on Augur. And Augur is the human name for the... not only the god of the primordial void, he's also the god of truth and knowledge, basically. So you cannot lie to this man, he knows what you're doing, basically. And Augur was one of the first primordials to get essentially kicked out of the celestial step. Mr. Sun personally kicked him out of the celestial step. Why? We'll get to that in a second. This is where Mr. Moon comes in. So, basically, because Augur saved Flutura, Flutura was like, oh, Mr. Sun said yeet? Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Bro really said, what's that meme? You know that Vine of the girl holding up a cross to the dog, going like, the power of Christ compels you, boo! The power of Christ compels you, and then the dog keeps barking more and more demonically. That's kind of what happened, essentially, except Mr. Sun was like shining the sun rays down on Augur, and was like, be gone, thought! That's a very poor oversimplification, but basically, yeah, that's what happened. The reason for that, well, we'll get to it. But yeah, so Augur saved Flutura, and Flutura was like, oh, you're a god, and you saved me. So, okay, I'll worship you, I'll pay you back. And Augur who has been on Earth for quite some time and has kind of gotten used to like not being worshipped, was like, sure you will, kid. And, you know, kind of didn't take him seriously. But then one thing led to another, and Augur basically found out that Fluchure has a lot of this magical power. So, Augur, being the mild prick that he is, was like, okay, you want to pay me back? I want you to summon a very specific god. And Fluchure, like an idiot, was like, okay. And theoretically, you should not be able to summon Mr. Moon. However, Augur, the god of truth and knowledge, kind of has a bunch of stuff how to summon Mr. Moon. Safely. Like, you won't die while summoning him. Your safety after summoning him is the problem, but, you know, while summoning him, you won't die, is all I'm saying, right? Okay. So, Fluchure summoned Mr. Moon, nearly dies in the process, because Mr. Moon does not like being summoned. I did mention he did, like, off, like, everybody who summoned him before. But then, you know, Augur showed up and was like, oh my god, you actually summoned him. Bada bing bada boom, it gets revealed that Mr. Moon and Augur, they are banging. They are roommates even. They're essentially married, but in like the god terms. You know, they don't have a term for marriage, but they're that. Whatever that is, they're that. And they were roommates. Oh my gods, they were roommates, bestie. Roommates. But yeah, so like that whole thing happened. And, you know, Fluchure is basically currently their telephone wire. Like calling Mr. Moon whenever they want to like talk or do or whatever. Oh, I smacked my mic. It eventually got to a point where Augur was like, hey, why don't we add Fluchure into the relationship? He's been around for this long, we might as well add him in. And one thing led to another, and basically they're all like they're throuple now. They are all dating. They are all dating. I will put it plainly, they are all dating. Keep in mind, this is the first installment of Project Butterfly. By the way, we can never adapt this. We, considering the stuff that happens in this one, we legally cannot adapt this. We will violate TOS on nearly every platform. Not even itch.io could handle this. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into specifics how their relationship further developed, because I will say some things that will get me banned. Twitch TOS will not like the things I'm gonna say. So, it was a rocky road to all of them working smoothly together. There we go. Let's put it at that. It was a very rocky road. But they got there eventually. Now, Mr. Sun has a saint candidate. Or, well, to be specific, when this particular generation of humans started, the gods had picked a saint candidate. Because the god of fate himself kind of showed interest in this guy. So they were like, okay, seems interesting enough. Let's get him as a saint candidate, see how he does as a god. Or, well, no, see how he does as a king first. Because back in the day, during Fluchure's human times, being a saint candidate meant that you would kind of like automatically become king. Because, you know, honored by the gods themselves, chosen by the gods themselves. So, you know, you kind of had power in that aspect, right? So the saint candidate of this, like, time, he basically got girl boss gaslit, gatekeeped by the god of fate. And the saint candidate, what was his name? The saint candidate's original name was Amadi Adiola. There's a meaning behind it. I'm not gonna look through DMs to look for it. I don't wanna. But when he became a saint candidate, they blessed him with a new name. His name is Yeshua. So Yeshua got manipulated by the god of fate, who, may I remind everyone, was the one that showed interest in Yeshua to begin with. He was manipulated into going like, what if humans seized power for themselves? What if we didn't have the gods? What if we were the masters of our own fate? This is where it all goes downhill. It essentially leads to a crusade where every magical creature... Monk. Every magical creature is hunted down. Witches, priests, everything hunted. Except for... I don't have a name for it. I have to look for a name for this person. Unless there is already a name. Hold on. I need to look for it. Da 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 da. Da, da, da. Oh, okay, here we go. No, there is a name. I just didn't write it down. Oh, I'm stupid. Ikena. Power of the Father. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, we got Yeshua, the saint candidate. Then we got Ikena, who is like the main knight leading all these crusades and everything. And they get to a point where they're hunting down Fluture. Because, and it all comes back to this, Ikena, back in the day, was given a book by Augur, which was one of the branches of knowledge that Augur had. Augur writes down all of the things he knows in books and whatever, right? And this particular book had info on Mr. Moon, on the Celestial Step, on like nearly every descendant of the gods during that time. So that's why Ikena was the one leading the crusades. He knew the most about the magical creatures that were existing in that time because Augur gave him that book. So, bada bing bada boom, one thing leads to another. They're hunting down Fluture because they find out that, hey, this dude is not only like worshipping two patrons, Augur and Mr. Moon, he's also like kind of committing atrocities in the name of worshipping his gods, which is not cool. Again, getting rid of all magical creatures. So they hunt him down. Ikena's fiance gets killed because of Fluture. Ikena's adopted son gets killed by Fluture as well. Because they're all knights. So they all come after this guy. They all get offed. It gets to the point where Ikena has to go 1-to-1 with this guy. And the only reason he's able to capture Fluture is because he has the knowledge that Augur gave him. But basically one thing leads to another. And they go to burn him at the stake. They go to burn Fluture at the stake. Like witches back in the day. Right. Or about accused witches back in the day. Right? That was a bad choice. Because Mr. Moon and Augur find out. And remember when I mentioned it was really hard to kill a saint candidate back in the day? When you get a foreigner and you get a primordial god, teaming up and essentially committing mass Dracula, Castlevania edition, because y'all killed their, figurative Lisa. So, Yeshua gets offed. When I say offed, I mean removed from the reincarnation cycle entirely. His soul is destroyed. There is no trace of Yeshua. Yeshua will never reincarnate. He will never show up in any other lifetime ever again. And so will Ikena. Because Ikena basically violated the trust that Augur gave him with that knowledge. So, he died too. And then, another thing led to another. Bada bing, bada boo. A bunch of years pass, a few centuries, give or take. Da 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 da. And, Flutura comes back as a god. He reincarnates in the Celestial Steppe. Except as a lower god? Yeah, obviously as a lower god. He reincarnates. He realizes that the gods he worships are not there. So he just kind of says, screw it, I don't like it here. And just kind of goes down to Earth to look for his gods. What are Augur and Mr. Moon up to while they were on Earth? Oh, a lot of things. I'm not gonna get into it, but a lot of things. Oh, negative. A lot of things. A lot of heartbreak, a lot of nonsense going on, yeah. But yeah, that's the story of Mr. Moon, Augur, and Flutura. That was where it all started. That was the first installment, and we just kind of kept adding on more things as we went. Hey, yo. We got a heckin' timeline too. I ship it. Oh, trust me, we do too. Considering the amount of NSFW we wrote of these guys. Yikes. Yikes. Big yikes. Okay. These three in the RPG Maker game I was supposed to make. The one I was saying I was taking too long to make the assets for. Forest Walker. They are the main antagonists for that game. I wish I was kidding. But no. In Forest Walker, the story was supposed to go, we were following these 4 kids who are, I believe, how was it? They're not direct descendants of the gods, but they're not all entirely human, if that makes any sense. One is half an incubus, one is half this and half that. It's a bunch of things. It's a bunch of things crammed in one. But there's 4 of them. I'm not gonna name which one is the incubus or whatever. But they all have very kira names, for lack of a better term. So these 4 kids, they are the ones I made a animatic for on my YouTube channel. Specifically a certain section of what happens in Forest Walker. Because in Forest Walker, it takes place in modern time. So the basic summary was these kids are going to a village that is surrounding this particular large forest called the Butterfly Forest. Gee, I wonder why it's called the Butterfly Forest. But basically this entire town, this entire village is in the worship of Fluture. He's their main god. However, because of how long it's been, his image kind of has been twisted, so to speak. People see him as a dual entity. So we have the witch and the maiden. Wow, I'm giving too many details. But basically there are 2 bodies that worship him, that worship his aspects, I guess. So the maiden is the fertility aspect. I did say that he was a part-time job. His part-time job was as a fertility deity. And the other one was the witch, who is the aspect of revenge. You know, burned at the stake and all that. Yeah. He's bound to make anybody angry. But yeah. Oh, wait. But yeah, basically, the four kids, they go to this village in order to... You know the usual horror story plot? Like, they go to the village because, oh, they have a little project they need to work on, so they're gonna go do some research, they're gonna go over, and they're gonna record some things, they're gonna explore, they're gonna take part in the festivities. Wow, that never went wrong for anybody ever before. Absolutely! But yeah, basically things go wrong. They anger Fluture, and one thing leads to another, and yeah, one thing leads to another, and only one comes out alive. There's that. Yeah. The reason why I guess I should mention why Fluture, offs people who wander into the forest. Aside from a bunch of like years upon years of being upset at like essentially TikTokers and influencers going into his forest. His should I mention which one of his husbands? One of them. One of his husbands really likes using human flesh as a study guide. Let's leave it at that. Yeah. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, like, he likes using human flesh for things. There's that. But yeah. Forest Walker is your typical, like, oh no, the kids wandered into the forest. Only one came out alive, and that's because he was the cameraman. Ooh! That's Forest Walker. I'm not very good at selling it, but it's okay. Once I finish the game, maybe I'll learn how to advertise it better. The other game, the Renpai game that I was supposed to make, is called... The name for this one is very, very long. So... Love is lunch between gods and mortals. That's the visual novel that I was supposed to make. And this one is essentially a romance game. It's between the characters. So obviously, love is lunch between gods and mortals. One is a mortal, one is a god. Who's who? You'll find out if ever I make it. So, what's his name? And then the other one is Yuri. There we go. There. Okay. So, love is lunch between gods and mortals. Your player character in this one is supposed to be Yuri, who is basically the god of the hearth, god of cooking and all that. But he's not doing too good. He's kind of going through it. A lot of rough things are happening with Yuri ever since the whole, oh no, the saint candidate got erased from existence. It's been rough. It's been a rough time for our boy. And Akil Ardor, or we call him Akil, he's just a guy. He's a guy that in every lifetime Yuri falls in love with him. That's how I'll put it. Yeah. Yeah. That's their whole kind of. In every lifetime, Yuri falls in love with him, and it turns out to be a problem every single time. Yeah, it's kind of rough. They have to like deal with all of that. Oh, and I should mention that Akil has a brother. Akil has a brother. And I'm mentioning him simply because his name is really, really cute. His name is Chiram. I love Chiram. Chiram, my beloved. I have yet to draw these guys, which, in the Discord server, I've shared, concept sketches for Akil and Yuri. I have not drawn Chiram yet, though, which is a problem. I gotta get on that, but, the brain rot is not brain rotting enough. And let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, let's talk about two more. Here to cause discourse. Hi, Suki Senpai. Thank you for the first time chat. Welcome. I'm talking about my little project, Project Butterfly, and a bunch of stuff about it. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, I'll talk about two more installments because the final one is where I'm having a problem for looking for this guy's name. I've been stressing about it for 2 days now. It's always names. Disgusting. Horrible.
Konnichiwa.
Zbon VT. Well, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Let's duplicate this. Okay. Did we have a name for this, though? Oh, we have not decided on a name for this plot point yet. Oh, fantastic. We get to figure things out today. Woohoo! Fantastic. Okay. So. Like your mom? Thank you! I made it myself. Thank you. So, this plot point does not have a name yet. However, we have the general plot. So, Undyne is one of the primordials, the primordial god of the sea. He left the celestial step a long time ago. In fact, he left as soon as Mr. Sun came into power. So that it was a while. He still came up to visit when Augur was still around on the celestial step, but most of the primordials just kind of yeeted after the whole, Mr. Sun coming into power and installing capitalism. So there's that. This plot point is essentially the story of how a sea god got tamed by a golden retriever. I don't know how else to describe it. My co-author describes it as a Little Mermaid retelling. However, I think it's too whack and too separate to be a Little Mermaid retelling. There's no evil sea witch. There's no like, oh, you gotta make him fall in love with you. No. Eric had to make Undyne fall in love with him. You don't understand. It was crazy. Anyway, so Undyne at this time, god of the seas. Humans have not been very nice to the seas in a while. I mean, back in the day, we humans used to worship the seas as like the lifeblood of the planet. Mother the seas. We got gods like Tiamat and everything. So we used to regard the seas with a lot of respect. And then, we started throwing trash in it, And then, oil spills and everything, underwater mining and whatever. There was all of that. So Undyne is not happy, to say the least. Undyne is not happy. He was so down to drown humans. He was so down for Noah's Ark Part 2, except there's no Ark, it's just the flood. But, Eric Razel, who is one of those, like, the first hippies, so to speak. So, like, and, like, one of the first environmentalist movements. That was Eric's, first... No, sorry. No, Eric was just a regular guy. Heck, in modern times, Undyne was down to drown everybody. But then Eric, one of the first, like, environmentalists, was like, hey, guys, why don't we, like, clean up, like, the beaches and, like, save the turtles, all that stuff, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, genuine, like, wanting to help the environment. And then one day, he essentially made a prayer to the sea that, can you give us more time? We promise we can change. Humans can fix the problems that they've caused. So please just give us more time, basically. Wishing on a prayer sort of beat. And Undyne was like, okay, you know what? This is the last prayer I will ever acknowledge from humans. You will be the last one. So, bro essentially magicked himself human and wandered on over to the surface, only to have trouble being on the surface because he's used to being in the water. He is the primordial sea. But Eric finds him, and it's basically like, oh my god, are you okay? You washed up on the beach. Oh my gosh, are your legs okay? We should get you to a hospital, and all that stuff. And for the longest time, he and his roommate, there is a roommate in this scenario. And the roommate is the one I'm having trouble finding a name for. This dumb guy that becomes important later for whatever reason. I hate you, roommate. Anyway. For the longest time, they thought Undyne was a mermaid because, mermaids, everybody believed in mermaids back in the day. Y'all remember all those, like, conspiracy theories about mermaids? Like, oh my god, there was a real mermaid caught on the deep sea camera, blah, 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 all that stuff. Yeah, they basically thought Undyne was that. Which I personally find stupid. I know I'm the one writing these guys, but I find that stupid. Because, really, you think that this is a mermaid, and y'all didn't think to put him back in the ocean, maybe to find out what he actually is? I'm just saying. Like, you put him in the tub, that's cool, you filled it with water, that's great, that's fantastic even. That's not enough room! That's essentially a human-sized fish. You're gonna have to put him back in the ocean. One way or the other. So put him back and find out what he actually is. What, y'all scared that you're gonna get like a Subnautica Leviathan instead of the pretty mermaid that y'all expected? Y'all are cowards, fools, disgraces to the forces of evil. Anyway, sorry, that's my personal rant. I know I'm writing these guys. I can still find it stupid. The more tentacles, the better. Correct. You get it, Lux. You get it. Amen. Preach it, brother. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Exactly. Don't be cowards. We figured out a whole, like, anatomy thing for Undyne, which I am not allowed to share, because that's gonna get me banned on Twitch too. Haha. But yeah. Yeah. The ending of this particular plot point is Undyne does not drown humans. instantly Noah's Ark style. However, he does give Eric an ultimatum, wherein, basically, either join Undyne in the sea and become his priest, or, stay with humans and, die, like, soon. So, it's definitely an ultimatum, but Eric asks him to give him a week to think about it, and then Undyne's like, okay, bet. So he goes back in the ocean, and Eric still doesn't see his true form, which, very, alas, that only comes in the epilogue. Anyway, but yeah, in the end, Eric chooses to go with Undyne into the sea, and we have tamed the seas. Basically, the ending of the story is the seas will not drown us all yet, anytime soon. So, very, 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 very nice. There are still, unfortunately, incidents of still wakes the deep proportions, of oil rigs mysteriously disappearing and being found under the sea, of tsunamis washing up shipwrecks that should not have been possible to be washed up. So, there's that. Me and my co-author will probably think of the name another time. You, roommate. I'm gonna talk to you guys about the plot point that the roommate is in. Because I hate this guy. I hate this guy so much. For what reason? Oh my god, there's no name for this one either. Oh, no. And they were roommates? Oh, no. This one is funny. The roommate thinks he's straight. And he doesn't believe in paranormal stuff. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Oh my god. Because, listen. This roommate's mom was one of the first few humans to figure out all these conspiracy theories. She was the first to figure out the connections between things, and was essentially, offed for it as well. Somewhere within the story, she was, off screen, she was, blasted. Because she found out too many things. And bro has access to all her studies. Bro knows. Heck, he grew up with her telling him these stories. But he still doesn't believe it when it's right in front of him. He is so dumb. He's so stupid. Anyway, this whole plot point is him basically confronting that, delusion about himself. All thanks to a certain, I call him the human experiment of the celestial step, because it's essentially what he is. Let's go with question mark again, because that doesn't have a name either. And we got Mr. Roommate, and we got... Yes, this guy has two names. This is a... Oh, excuse me. This is an incident of the thing I was saying, where some people have a human name, some people have a god name. So, Let's call him Mr. Roommate. The same way we have, Mr. Moon. Wow, spelling. Spelling goes crazy. Mr. Roommate. Okay. So, like I said, Mr. Roommate, he should know these things. He should know a lot of these things. This part of the story takes place sometime after the existence of the gods kinda gets exposed. A whole thing happened. I'm not gonna get into it. But basically, everybody knows that supernatural creatures exist now, and as humans do, as soon as they found out something was different, what do? They hunted them down. 'Cause of course they did. Anyway. So, Kiran, or Jacoba. Jacoba is what he's known in the Celestial Step when he was an experiment and like trapped there and everything. Kiran is his human name. Kiran shows up in Forest Walker, but he doesn't have a main role. His whole thing is he's the shopkeep. He shows up in the animatic that I made. Making dinner, okay. Have fun. Hope dinner goes well. But basically, yeah. Kiran, he's shown up before, but he makes a comeback because he's being hunted down by humans because, surprise, surprise, he is not human. He's got like a bunch of things that say he's not human. Basically, he's looking for shelter, and it just so happens that the easiest person to threaten to give him shelter is Mr. Roommate. And without going into too much detail, Mr. Roommate's dad went a bit delusional, and he basically he's trying to bring back the mom. He's trying to bring back his wife, which is not very cool. That's not good. And I mean, to be fair, nobody aside from the gods know that there's a whole like reincarnation cycle thingy going on. And while yes, it is possible for the dad to bring back the mom from the dead, that would mean taking her out of the reincarnation cycle. And if that happens, they will never be properly reunited ever again. So you can see like the error of human folly, right? But basically, the one spearheading like a lot of the like hunt against magical creatures are human elite, and it just so happens that Mr. Roommate's dad is one of these elite because he wants to hunt down the magical creatures to use as ingredients to try and bring back his wife. And that's not cool, because a lot of Kiran has a little gang of like misfits like him, and a lot of these members, a lot of his friends, a lot of his chosen family was taken by Mr. Roommate's dad. So basically he's like, okay, help me get back at your dad, help me get back my friends, and I'll leave you alone. I will never make you confront any of this supernatural stuff ever again. I'll get out of your hair and everything. But if you don't help me, I'm haunting you for the rest of the days I live. You cannot escape me. That's essentially how it goes. But yeah, one thing leads to another, and they have to get the help of our favorite red flag throuple, our favorite red flag polyamory relationship, Flutude, Mr. Moon, and Augur. It's a whole thing, but then it gets revealed that Kiran is sort of like a direct descendant of Augur, in the sense that Augur's like essence or his DNA or whatever when he fell was taken and artificially created Kiran like up in the Celestial Step. It was a whole thing. But yeah, there's also a hidden connection between Mr. Roommate and Fluture. But I'm not gonna say what that is because it's not really that important. Just know that Fluture does not kill Fluture does not kill Mr. Roommate on sight. It's more he cries on the sight of Mr. Roommate because it's a very familiar face. But yeah. Now, here's the thing. I need a name for Mr. Roommate. So far, the concept I have for Mr. Roommate is, or well, I mean, the name concepts I have are names meaning like aimless or wandering and or like blind. Because his whole thing is he has access to all this information. He has access to all this knowledge. But for the life of him, he keeps closing his eyes and walking in the wrong direction on purpose to get away from dealing with all of the stuff that he should be confronting. He's running away from his dad. He's turning a blind eye to the stuff that his dad is doing. At first, he rejects helping Kiran, even though he knows that he's the one who can, like, take them to his dad, because that's his dad. I mean, like, he doesn't want to take... Wow. Am I really gonna quote mouthwashing right now? He doesn't want to take responsibility for the things that he should be, basically. And that's why I want to say, like, aimless wandering for his name. Here's the issue. The names I have found have way too many syllables and or are super simple to the extent that one name that came up was just Jeffrey. So, I'm having a hard time here. I am going through it, for lack of a better term. It's not going well. It's not going well at all. So, the task for today is to give Mr. Roommate a name. Konu, how do you usually come up with names for OCs? Well, I'm so glad you asked. This is how I do it. Wow, Japanese boy names meaning aimless. Okay. It just means aim. Manichi, Roma, Iru, Takusuge. This is how we do it. It's just me scrolling through a bunch of like baby websites, trying to find. Now, I should also mention the appearance I have in mind for Mr. Roommate is a very, how you say, like, if he were in a crowd, you would kind of like take a second look, but otherwise you would just forget about him entirely. That sort of thing. Like, he just looks interesting at first sight, but otherwise he's just forgettable. See, this is the problem. I find names like this. Like, yeah, the Day Wander is a very cool name, but Ahaskara. Like, why would you name your child that? I'm also torn on naming him the way I think his personality is, with what his dad would name him, because the hierarchy clearly is like their family is a very patriarchal one, and the way I was thinking of it, what if he had a name that was completely opposite to his personality, further emphasizing how like different he is, how much of an like, how you say, what's the term? How much of a divide there is between him and his dad. Because, you know, for that spicy that spicy conflict, you know what I'm saying? You know? Let me zoom in. We can, right? Zoom. Yeah, it's fine. Oh no. Oh, yes. Oh, there we go. Okay. Fantastic. It's 118 names. Surely we'll find something. See, here we go again. Hey, Brendan. You see that? That's the type of names that come up. And like, the image in my mind does not fit a Brendan. But I mean, like, if that's what we're gonna... If that's what we're gonna resort to, I guess we're gonna have to resort to that, innit? Ugh. Look at this. Christopher. Emin. Emin is one of, like, the few choices that I've made so far. Because, like, it sounds like... Like, it sounds simple enough, innit? Like, it sounds interesting. But it's like, simple enough, and right? I'm gonna get rid of Jacoba just so that we don't get it confused here. So we got slash Emin. We got choices, you know? Emin Pasha of the Ottoman Empire was one of the greatest explorers of German history, although I mean trustworthy, synonymous with wanderer. Okay, cool. Faramun? No. Fardi meaning journey, and Nanti meaning venture. 3, no. Fair, no. Definitely no. Definitely not. And Seeker of the World. See, here we go. Jeffrey. Brother. I will not be caught dead naming one of my kids Jeffrey. Listen, just because Game of Thrones can do it doesn't mean I have the stomach to do it, okay? That's Game of Thrones. This is Project Butterfly. Kavalan is a very cool name, but the meaning Seeker of the Absolute, I don't think it fits him at all. Oh wow, that is a name. Nerio, Sea Traveler, no. One who returns from Nestor. I'll put it on there because my co-author likes Greek mythology. I don't know if it'll fit this guy, but I'll put it on there just for, you know, just for posterity or something. I don't know what the term is. Hey, Noah, shout out Noah. Pathan, Pippin, Peregrine, like the bird. Romer, Rovers, Satyesu, Scott. God, what if I just name him Scott? No, I don't like it. I don't like how it feels in my mouth. I'm not calling him Scott. I am not calling him Scott. Ah! Talib, no. Tarka, Trent. Trent. For the laughs, I'm putting in Trent. Putting that on. This is usually how we decide names, by the way. We just like list a bunch and then we figure out what sounds nicer. Hi, Phil Ryder. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm trying to figure out a name for an OC. Konu, is there a sketch? No, there is none. I have not drawn all 56 characters yet. Ah! Pain pickle! Wayman, Wendell, Wilder, Zulon, Barbara, brother. Oh no. There's no reason for it to be this hard to find a name for a dude. Like, seriously. Ayo. Okay, I'm gonna Darius William Tails please. Tails please. Tails please. You want tails? Tails. Tails. There you go. Tails. Tails. Oh. You? Tails. Tails. Darius William. Okay, I should explain. The way we're looking for names is through meanings, and the first meaning I was looking for was aimless or wanderer, because of the personality of this guy who kept running away from his responsibilities and is basically blinding himself, deluding himself to what is true. You applied the same logic to tails as to you do tentacles, the more but hey, it's perfectly 9 tails. I think that's a respectable amount of tails. But Pale, considering the story that we're in, or well, the story that this particular guy is in, I was also thinking to give him a name that is that means completely opposite to his personality, because I just think that would be very fun and very silly. I just think it would be fun. So, I guess, so if aimless wandering, then names meaning foresight. Ha, Prometheus! Oh, that's crazy. Oh, hell no. I am not naming him that. I will not give him the respect necessary to be named that. That's crazy. I would never. Meaning sight. Oh, great. Here we go. Wow! Vision! What a creative name! That's crazy! Wow! I could have never thought of that. Sorry. Sarcasm came out. None of these names sound nice. That's the problem. And Prometheus only. Japanese names meaning foresight, smart, intelligent, wise. Eyes of God. Wow! That's a very specific meaning. Anya. Hebrew origin means God's eye. Wow, that's a cool name. That's a cool name. Azam. Voltaire? Oh, that'd be crazy. No, I don't think... Because these are the names that that I've thought that would be fitting for him so far. Either Emin, Nestor, or Trent. Oh, Konu, why do they sound so basic? It's because he is. It's because he is. Rawr. Oh, okay. This could be something. They mean determination in their languages. Oh, interesting. Oh, I'm gonna be right back. Hold on. Actually, hold on. Hold on! Ah! Names of explorers? That's the wrong screen. That's the right screen. You may be onto something there. Hold on. Names of explorers. I'm back. As you can see. Okay. Names of explorers. Famous explorers. My line of thought for that was a lot of explorers kind of knew what they were doing, though. Like, they were exploring looking for a very specific thing. It just so happened that they found the wrong thing on the way and got known for finding the wrong thing. Christopher Columbus. William also meant strong-willed. Ooh. Since we're on the topic of naming him in opposite ways to what he actually is. I get to dunk on you, you feral. I get to dunk on this guy. Good. The more way I can make fun of him, the better. I hate this guy so much. No, I love this guy. He's funny. He bounces off of Kiran really funnily, so it's like, it's fine. Explorers are just another form of water. That's true. Actually, no. Actually, you're onto something. Hold on. What are the names of different explorers? Because I don't actually know a lot. I just got, again, Marco Polo, Christopher Columbus, Ferdinand Magellan. Oh, Ferdinand. Oh, that's actually... Ooh, Francis Drake. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see this guy. Let's see this list. Leif Erikson. Oh, that's a name. That is a name. Oh, Alexander. Oh, of course. Huh. Leif. Who is Leif Erikson? Leif Erikson. Who are you? What did you? Half a millennium before Christopher Columbus. Oh, dang, you really do be one of them Vikings, huh? Thorkel Leif, Thorgils Leif. Oh, dang, you really do be Norse. You really do be Norse. You truly do be. God dang. Zheng He. Wait, we're trying to stick to like non-Asian names. I mean, thank you, but we're trying to stick to non-Asian names. Eric the Red. Oh, I know who Eric the Red is. Hold on. Oh. 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 Okay. He had been on his way to introduce Christianity to the Greenlanders. That's crazy. And for converting Norse Greenland to Christianity, Leif earned the nickname Leif the Lucky. Oh, that's wild. Thorfinn. God. Oh, that's cool, actually. How do you pronounce that? Olaf Tryggvason? Tryggvason? Ferdinand Magellan. I mentioned Ferdinand Magellan. Ferdinand is a very interesting name. Kontiki. Ooh. Fun little name. Yeah. I think we just pull, like, 2 more names to even it out to make it 6 names that we can pick. Estevanico has so much swagger, I don't even know what it means. But that name has so much swagger and I can't explain why. Jean-Alphonse Benedict. Pedro Alvarez. That's a lot of Alvarez. What, y'all related or something? Jesus. Roald, Jose, Charles, Antonio, Fernao, Salomon, August, Andre, Roy Chapman, Juan Bautista de Anza. Y'all sounding Filipino. Oh no, just cause y'all Spanish. Lord. Neil. Nah, he doesn't look like a Neil. I'm not gonna go with Neil. Juan Lucas. Lucas? No, he doesn't look like a Lucas either. Oh dear. Looking at this, I'm slowly leaning towards like William actually. Do we have a William already? Surely not. Surely we do not have a William. Everybody has too fancy names to come up with a William. Yeah, we have no William. It's fine. We could name him William if we have to. Adrian. God, that's a fancy name. Joseph. Nah, he's not a Joseph. Benjamin? Ben maybe? No. Ew. Adam. Ugh. Lafayette. Alvar Núñez Cabeza de Vaca. José de Bustamante Higuera. Pedro Alvarez Cabral. Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo. God. Road. Yeah, I saw Roald earlier. Oh, let me zoom in for y'all so that y'all can see too. How's that? Can we see? Yes, we can. Yes, we can see that. Okay. Bungary. That's a name. Oh. Oh, Aboriginal Australian. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Thank God. All the Spanish and the Portuguese popping up again. Oh. That's a lot of John, Juan, Jan, and Joao. That's a lot. That's a lot of them. Samuel. No, bro does not feel like a Samuel. No. Nah. There's only one way I can make fun of it, and it's not in a fun way. Nah. I think we'll have to go with William. Yeah, that's a lot of Williams coming up. Also, it's like it's simple enough. It's simple in the mouth, you know. You again, Joao Alvarez. Oh no, it's a Fagundes this time. Hi, Sufu. Jesus, names I recognize. That's a lot of Dagama. Y'all like relatives, like seeking out each other's stuff. Herodotus, hey. Yeah, I think. Hold on, let me look through here just to make sure that I don't miss anything. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Those are the. In defense of the Spanish and Portuguese, they were really into sailing. This is true. They even hit the Philippines where they conquered it for like 500 years. So like, you know. Fine, but I'm calling him Willard for short. They just call him Will. I'll run these names by my co-author like later, but I'm really leaning towards William. Like this is like it's either like it's either Eamon or William, honestly. Emin or whatever. Honestly, I'm leaning towards that. Is that biased of me? Yes. Do I care? No. I like what I like. Did I cover everything I wanted to talk about? I think yes. I think I've covered everything I want to talk about. Do I happen to be Philippines? Yes. If you look at my stream title, there's like en slash like Phil or something like that, or tag or whatever tag I put in there. But yeah, I am Filipino. I'm half Filipino, half Chinese. So yeah, I do be Filipino. I guess I got to the yapping portion already, but like whatever, right? I'm Project Butterfly. There you go, Project Butterfly. So, girl, it's still going on. Ginger, what are you doing here? Ginger, wait, y'all, this is my co-author. Ginger, I have a name for codename Mr. Roommate. The one with Kieran or Jakova or whatever the name we gave him. Yeah, Phil is for Filipino. I just woke up and saw the note. We yapping now. We yapping now, ladies and gentlemen. We yapping. Live on-screen editing. Truly. Graphic design is my passion. But Ginger, bestie, my beloved, my dear, my star, my heart. Names for Mr. Roommate. For Mr. Roommate. What do you think? I'm leaning towards William, not gonna lie. I'm leaning towards like William or Nestor, but William. Does he not feel like a William to you? Like, I don't know, man. He kind of feels like a William. He's kind of basic. He's one of them. I'm just a normal dude. I'm totally deluding myself. Like, I don't know, man. He feels like a William. Listen, we fixed the Chris Morris allegations with Eric Rozelle. Is that not a fantastic name already? We had to sacrifice the basic energy of Chris Morris got transferred to William. We don't even have a last name for him yet. It's fine. It's just a first name. Like, I don't know. Shrug. I don't know. But I'm just saying, bestie. Because I was thinking earlier, right? What if I named him like something like aimless or wandering or like, because he was eluding himself, right? He was like, oh, I have nothing to do with this. It's not my problem or anything. Da 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 da. But like, you know, really like Nestor Williams, Nestor Special Fun because, right? Nestor is good. Yeah. Okay. We're slaying. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere. Good. We shall eliminate Trent and Eamon. I forgot what Emin meant as well, actually. So it's either one of these names. And I guess what will decide, like, what we actually name him is gonna be the last name. I ain't doing nothing as he's holding the gun that just shot someone. That's crazy. I would rather be the last than name a character that important. Dread. Listen, you know, he's just a basic guy. He's just some dude. So I'm just saying, you know, we named someone Moe. I think we can, like, I think we can forgive. But no, yeah, I think what will cement what we actually name him in the end is what his last name will be. And I am... He really is just a guy. He's just a fella. He's just a dude. He's just... Besties, have some self-respect. He's just a guy. He's just some dude. He's just some fella. For real, for real, for real. Yeah, his last name is what I'm stumped on, honestly. I saw... Okay, bestie, I found a name earlier that I think will pique your interest, perhaps. How do we feel, bestie, about this name? How do we feel about the last name being that? Anya? Anya? I don't know how to pronounce it, but like God's eye. How does Right? Yeah. Okay. So I guess we're gonna go with Nestor then, if that's the last name we're going with. You are Mr. Roommate no longer. I get to do devious things to you now, you feral rat. Professor Anya, right? Mrs. Anya, oh, Queen. I'm making an executive decision and changing the name to Haruhi Suzumiya. Ginger, remember the leader, the one with the black butler, like, dynamic? What if we named him Haruhi Suzumiya? Gosh, I wonder what his past life name... Oh, his past life name could be William! Wait, no, hold on! No, we could have both! We can have both. His past life could be named William, and that's what Fluchure calls him by every single time he sees him! Oh, this is fantastic! Oh, it's all lining up. It's all coming together. Oh, yes. Oh. I am winning. I am so winning. My delusions. They are coming together. I'm powering up. William was his baptismal name. William was his name when he tried to smash Fluchure. Also, yes, I've been calling him Fluchure this entire time. Just so you know, Ginger. Oh yeah, it's all cronking together, right? Also, yes, Ginger, I did talk about Mr. Moon, Augur, and Fluchure like an hour or two ago. So yeah, my bad. People say like John and Peter, but his right? No, I was laughing at it earlier. I was like Yeshua. Bro's name was Amadi Adiola, and his he chose it when they gave him his new name, Yeshua. Okay, all right. This entire stream is such a mood. Thank you. I'm glad. This is me when I'm a little too loopy. Flutuda Power Hour. Dude, I didn't even go into detail. It was a very poorly summarized version of what happened. Don't worry, man. It was a very poorly summarized. Trust and believe, bro. Bro, the way I described the way they went from oh no, I'm just a human. I just want to know what the advertising friendly version of MMB was. I didn't discuss MMB. I only talked about Taylor's husband. I didn't talk about MMB. I only talked about I talked about Taylor's husband. I talked about Forest Walker. I talked about Love is Lunch, and I talked about these two, which we don't have names for, by the way. We never came up with a name for Okay, I to appease my dearest Ginger. So there was a plot point where, without going into detail, Mothman is canon in Project Butterfly. Mothman is canon. and he was born from an egg that Flutuda laid, because Flutuda is a butterfly, right? So he has eggs. No! This is the stupidest plot point, Ginger! Ginger! I'm not saying this on stream! No! How is it that the chapter with so much character development for the throuple? How was it? I need Mothman to be the biggest Flutuda hater since he's a butterfly instead of the clear superior moth. He's his kid. If it was not for Flutuda, doing his best, Mr. Moon would have actually, offed Mothman. I'm not even kidding. Mothman would have not been a thing. It's it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. When I say it's so funny how much character development happened in MMB, I say it's funny because that's the plot point with the most smut. He's a moth because of how he's oh, yeah. The reason why Mothman is a moth is because specifically the ones who mated was Flutuda and Augur. And Augur is, when he fell, became, the father of the creatures of the night, of vampires and ghouls and all that. So, yeah. That's why he's a moth. Because he got the worst genes from both his parents. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. This is the worst plot point. Why is there so much character development in this particular plot point? I hate it here. Fun fact, we made that particular plot point while I was at a cafe eating marshmallows. I hope that helps explain why it's so crack-headed. No, but yeah, that chapter, that particular plotline had the most smut I have ever written ever. It had the most, the most. Forget marathon sex. It's oh, TOS, frick. Oh dear. Biggest Flutuda hater, absolutely adores it. Here's the thing. Mothman does not know who or which of them his other parent is. He knows he's like bonded to Fluture, but he doesn't know which of the two are his parents. He doesn't know. Again, Mothman is not supposed to be alive. I will say that again. Mothman was not supposed to live. And I don't mean because of birthing complications. Woo! That's fun. Mothman probs hates his stepfather. Mutual haterism. The hate equates into fear. I mean, to be fair, you try getting chased through a forest when you're basically like a toddler. You try getting chased through a forest by a guy who knows like everything. Everything you're not supposed to know. Or like, yeah, everything you're not supposed to know. Everything you keep secret. Imagine a guy like that just chasing you down with the clear intent to kill. Fantastic, really. The circumstances around his birth are extremely violent and Flutuda has... Yeah. Okay, for context, Marachini, or well, full name, Marachini Mitsi, that is the town that I was talking about in Forest Walker. That was the town that the 4 kids visited, and, you know... My rice got... No! The rice! No! Try to salvage it! Go, 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 go! Go, Walks, go! Go! No, but yeah, heck, Mothman doesn't even have a proper name, unlike the rest of the characters in Project Butterfly. Cause right, again, we have the human name, we have the god name, which we really need to work on, but we have those, right? Mothman is just, the names that are listed for him is Mothman or Mikutamea, which is the only, it's not even a name, it's like a term of endearment in Romanian. It was the only term that Fluture could call Mothman, unless he wanted his husbands to figure out who Mothman was. So like, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing, for real, for real, for real. Definitely like a whole thing. It's crazy. God, 2 years. 2 years! This is 2 years old! This is so stupid! Going on 3, actually. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. The fun part about having the god of forbidden knowledge as a lover is that speaking secrets is a surefire way for him to know. Yeah! Yeah. Most of the rice survive, but there's a good slab burned to the bottom. Oof. Ouch. From experience, if you want to get that, like, burnt area out, just soak it in some water and, like, steam it a little bit. Hope you had fun talking about Eric and Unline's romance, because of the two excuses. Yeah, it was so... They were so cute. They're so cute. Cutest couple. Healthiest couple. The only healthy couple in this entire hellscape. Jesus Christ. Ren and his church boy. Bro. Okay, Ginger, I need you to understand. Ginger. When I was talking about factions, and I was talking about priests, I was talking about the two types of priests. One is which the actual, like, holy type of priest, like, for example, the priest that they had in Marachini Michi. Then the other one, I described it as having a god on speed dial, and I said that Ren has a fertility god on speed dial. So whenever he and his church boy wanted to smash... Listen! I love this story so much! I love this universe so much! I love Project Butterfly so much! I love Project Butterfly so much. Trust and believe. As much as I dunk on it, like, so much. Like, I love it. It's truly fantastic. It's true! Right? Right? That whole, like, chapter where they tried to, like, have a threesome with Flutura, but then Flutura was like, listen, I'm married. I'm married. I don't really know. The most I can do is set the mood and teach y'all how to, like, smash. I don't... That's not my thing. That's not my thing. That plot point was genuinely so funny, though. Like, seriously. I mean, what else? Yeah, I talked about this. Setting which one. Most kira names. BBD's bro, it's just listen, it's just a default. It's just a default template on Canva. It's a default template on Canva. I did not do anything special. Bro, it's a default template. I haven't even changed all of the slides. Look at this. Heckin' after yapping? Look at this. We got the lorem ipsum doloris amet. It's for a group project. Look. It's for a research project. About Me goes crazy. POV, we accidentally reveal who Butterfly and Beetle are. That's cool. That's wild. That's wild. Whoa! Why does everybody keep triggering Streamlabs? What the hell are my banned terms on Streamlabs? Hold on. I need to check. What are my banned terms on Streamlabs for y'all to keep triggering it? What is going on? Tried making it within TOS? What does that mean? How the hell do I check? Hold on. The iceberg gets deeper. So true, bestie. So true. Hold on. What's the... Word protection. Okay, preferences. General. Regular subscribers. Scan usernames. Offensive words. Scan usernames. Blackness. Wakabi sending pro. Shut up, Ginger. Just because you're right. That's crazy. That's wild. I made a joke about Flutura rejecting three-way. Oh! Yeah, that'd get you. That'd get you, yeah. Yeah. A lot of the things that happens in Project Butterfly are definitely terms of service violating on a lot of different platforms. The only ones we can really adapt are like the sweet ones, unless we're willing to write a novel, which no, that's hell. That's hell on earth. No thanks. Maybe a webtoon. Maybe no. Maybe no, actually. Let's see. What do we have here? We have Dark Black, A Man Clothed in Dusk, Taylor's Husband, Tales from the End of the World, Pale Wings Blooming, My Monster Boyfriends, Mothman Origins. Oh, we had a separate thing for Mothman? Oh my gosh. Maiden Witch and Other Fairy Tales, Deliverance Origins. Oh yeah. Deliverance Among Us. Deliverance Immortals Among Us. Do it so you can take my money? Crazy. I mean, I'm willing to write a novel. I'll be crying the whole time. Bestie will be co-writing it. Trust and believe. Just like this visual novel. If I can finalize second character designs, maybe. God. We had a series. We'd planned a series of graphic novels for the Primordial Gods. What? That's wild. Eye Traveler. Oh my gosh, you're right! Augur and Fluture. Oh my gosh, you're right. I forgot that they had the whole, like, thing. Forest Walker. Yeah, Forest Walker. Love is Lunch. Cage Garden. Oh, Lewis! Oh, yeah! Star Stepper. Oh, the cat fight. And then we lost a bunch of, like, we don't have any titles for this one. Okay. Eric and Undyne Story would make a really good development. This is true. They really would, actually. Well, let's see here. I'm gonna write down this stuff. The notebook is slowly getting filled. It's crazy. From the flames. There's that. Where? Huh, hold on. Where in the timeline would we fit? Listen, they need so we can develop just how the fuck is. Ended up with that. Yeah! We need to know how that guy Hagen played the algorithm. Hey, that's that crazy dude. Jesus. Kismet. Bro, oh my lord. I think we can place the Eric and Undyne story somewhere around Star Stepper. So let's just put it over there. I'm gonna put in the placeholder names. What was it? Okay. Moonman's Last Summoning, how Aika ended up working with Mr. Government. Bro, didn't we like hash that out? Aika was like, he met up with Alvaro and Jun, cause he found out that Alvaro like had a wee bit of a grudge against the gods in it. And it just so happened that Mr. Government was like... Jun took it to Mr. Government. Because Jun was working as an underling within Mr. Government's facilities, innit? So, like, Aika didn't really have control aside from, like... All he knew was it was being used to down gods. Alvaro had a little vendetta, but like he can't really do anything considering they have to team up to fight against the essentially greater evil, so to speak. Yeah, Moonman's Last Summoning though. Yeah, Mr. Moon. God, Mr. Moon. Oh, Mr. Moon. That dude. Listen, did we figure out Mr. Moon's anatomy before we figured out Mr. Moon's actual story? You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord. We gave him that, like, eldritch like that eldritchy dragon form and everything too. Oh, that's wild. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, actually. His anatomy was more relevant? Yeah, because they were smashing! How did we even... Actually, what was the build-up to that? Sorry, y'all don't have context for this, but basically... Actually, no. You cannot get context for that. I would get banned. Bro, how did we even build up to that? Like, I remember him changing forms. Okay, that I get, because he fully separated from Mr. Sun and everything. That I get. How did we lead up to smashing? How did the pa happen? How did... What was the build? Huh? Well, how did that happen? How did... Bro, we wrote so much smut. We wrote so much for those three. It was casually beep, until... I have a feeling it was like after I read like MADK. For sure. It has to be. When I was on that Goro kick, bro. It had to be. Because the things we did there. Oh! Yeah! I forget! Yeah! 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 Uh-huh. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Uh-huh. Yep. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Yep. And on that note, we have been very productive today, chat. I have some ideas on what I want to work on, mostly names, honestly, and possibly character designs, because I need to put a face to Mr. Nestor Anya William, whatever his name is. Because, as basic as he is unfortunately important. So, I'm gonna work on him, probably. It's been a blast. Yeah, thank you all for coming to this stream. I really appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for being here. For the first time chats and everything. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna find somebody to raid, and then we can be on our way. Oh! Perfect. She's streaming. I am begging that we keep him blonde. Bro, we are absolutely... Didn't we say that we were keeping, like, the original colors just for the laughs? Yeah, y'all won't get it until I, like, show the designs, but you'll see. Here's the person we're raiding. Here's your raid message, and here's the sub message if you're... here's a sub raid message if you're sub to me. So thank you all for coming to the stream. Thank you all for listening to me yap. Thank you for helping me find the name for Mr. Roommate. Thank you. I really appreciate y'all being here. Please remember to stay safe, stay healthy, most importantly, stay evil for me, okay? Hi bye, 2 Crown Queen, hi bye! Thank you all for being here, bye bye! Ginger, I'm seeing you in DMs. I'm kidding. Bye bye!